Hi, my name's Maggie Moline, and we have the right to freedom of speech, which is why I made my book, The Power of Truth Will Save the World. And it's also why I'm exercising my right to make this video today to discuss it. I found information that was available to the public, which I discuss, and in fact, most information is available to the public. We just need to know to look for it and how to access it. Similarly, some people gave Wikileaks some information that they had access to through their work or through their whereabouts. And if it was so classified, then they wouldn't have been able to share it so easily. And further, exactly what piece of information were they so worried about that we're going to find out about? I mean, what is it that they don't want the public to know? I mean, to shut down the Wikileaks website and to proceed with putting bogus charges on Julian Assange, charging him with whatever they can come up with in order to stop this information from being released? And of course, if he turns himself in to clear those irrelevant charges, then they would just put him in custody and possibly kill him, as many politicians have already threatened to. So that's not a realistic option. Because see, Julian Assange, he represents the people, and the people need to get a lawyer so that we could get this information that he's trying to share with us. The public needs to know. It's our human right to have the truth. There's a Freedom of Information Act that's supposed to protect this from happening to the people, but then why isn't it being enforced? Where is the Supreme Court, and where are the troops that are supposed to be fighting for the people? Perhaps the troops need to think seriously about what side that they're on, or whose side that they're on, and who you're fighting for as we move forward, and recognize that if it's not for the people right now, how can we personally take responsibility to align ourselves to truly serve the people as we move forward, and figure out what that means for you with your job or your place in life. What is your part? Because if the governments are trying to ban us from having the truth, then they're not serving the people. The governments cannot ban us from seeing the WikiLeaks website. This is not communism where they can block information from being received. This is America. It's a free country. We get information and the truth here. It's illegal to block information. We have human rights and a right to the truth, and we need to put positive thoughts out there as well so that this information will be released and our human rights will be upheld so that it will happen. We need to claim our human rights. See, information on the banks and pharmaceutical companies is also supposed to be released by Wikileaks soon as well. So we need to demand that this information be released so that we can deal with it. We must demand it, and otherwise we must impeach everyone in Washington, everyone in office. We need to get rid of all of the politicians, just as Tim Cox proposes at goo.com, getoutofourhouse.com. We need to get rid of all the people who won't give us the truth, and we need to get all new people in office who will allow us to have the truth. Because it's intolerable and disgusting to enforce and endorse this oppression on the people for the sake of political careers and the politicians' pocketbooks. Yes, it appears that the biggest danger in releasing this information is actually that we might obtain world peace. Is that such a problem for some people, world peace? Well, it could cost some politicians their careers because they wouldn't be able to market wars to us anymore. And then they'd be out of business because that's how they make their money with the government. So those involved who have aligned themselves with wars are primarily just interested in their political careers and the money involved versus being spiritual people who are truly serving for the good of the people. But yes, these non-spiritual people will never let this information out, not as long as they can help it. But we, the people, must help it. We have to assist in bringing out the truth. Yes, isn't it interesting that they think it's okay and they think it's fair for us to have access to everyone's personal information, as they gave themselves this right when they passed the Patriot Act. But then they don't want us to have their information? Isn't that the ultimate hypocrisy? I mean, but this is what it's all about. What are they afraid of? That they might find out that synthetic drugs are not compatible with the human body, where mainstream medicine is basically a government scam to make money? Or they're afraid that we're going to find out that the wars are all a lie? Are they afraid? What are they afraid that we're going to find out about the Bank of America? So then they think it's okay with that to tap our emails and our phones and invade our right to privacy and violate our human rights, similar to those ridiculous TSA body scanners at the airport, so that they could control whatever information is necessary to keep this information from coming out so they could keep their jobs and control the people. Of course, it's obviously getting way out of hand. And now Wikileaks is helping to turn the tables on the Patriot Act for us, and they're giving information on the government and the politicians, and so that we can access their information just as they were accessing our information. And of course, that's a problem for a lot of politicians, equality. They don't want to be equal to the people. They want to control us and be above us, but that's not going to work, because that won't create a world of peace and equality and goodness. So now, what is the deal with the government? Did they put a gun to the heads of the PayPal and Amazon so that they could not support WikiLeaks? That's illegal too. And although I want to thank God for Representative Ron Paul, finally at least somebody stepped up to support us, to have the truth. Somebody talked some sense to actually serve the people. So thank you, Ron Paul. But he can't do this alone. He needs our help, and I need your help too, so we all have to do this together. Let's exercise our human rights and freedom of speech and contact our congressmen. Tell them if they don't support WikiLeaks to put them back online, that you will not vote for them. Tell them to watch this video. Let's use our wonder powers and claim our rights to the truth. Please get a copy of my book so you can learn more ideas about how to do that. It's at wonderpowers.com. You can also search Wonder Powers under YouTube here to see my other videos and get more information that you must need to know. Because as it's titled, The Power of Truth Will Save the World, let's give ourselves the truth, because we deserve it and we need it so that we can have peace and equality. And God bless.